So you're going to want to use cosine, and then your angle is 23. Oh, that's 25, sorry. And so your trigonometric ratio is always adjacent over hypotenuse. So you're trying to find out your hypotenuse, so you have x there, and then your 3. So you get to cross multiply, you have x cosine 25 equals 3. So then you're going to want to divide that like I showed you before with cosine your theta. Then you'll end up with your adjacent, and then cosine or theta. And then you can just plug that into your calculator, and since it's equal to x, you should be able to get a whole number which will solve for your hypotenuse. Give me a second. Okay. I got 3.1. So, I guess that works since that's 3. So this would be that. And then let's go over here. So, you're going to use tangent again because you have your opposite and your adjacent. So, tangent 1, your theta equals, so opposite over adjacent, so that is 2x. So you're going to want to cross multiply x tangent theta times 2. Let's go equals, I think, yeah, equals. So, what did I do here? Oh, you're going to get rid of this. Okay, so now you're going to want to divide by your tangent, your theta. So with 2 tan and your theta. So now you just plug that into your calculator, and you should get an answer. So I got 5.49, which will solve for that right there. Okay, now let's see. Where did I put that on the video? Oh, here we go. So now, like I said before, you don't always know your theta. So you see here, we have 2 sides, but we don't know our theta. So we can't solve for that, even though x is the theta. So we're not trying to find our hypotenuse. We're trying to find that angle. So for each of the trigonometric ratios, there is a opposite trigonometric equation. So you're going to have tan -1 in the exponents, cosine -1, and then sine -1. So all the -1 exponents are going to be used to find angles that you don't know, or the theta. So this, you see, you're going to use tan for this one because you still have your opposite and your adjacent, because that is your theta. So you're going to do tan -1. Then, since you don't know your theta, in the theta spot, you're just going to put the little theta symbol. Then it's going to be is equal to your, then you're going to use your ratio, which is opposite over adjacent here. I think that's right. Oh, no. Okay, sorry, wrong. Instead of putting your theta there, inside the theta area where the theta is supposed to go, you're going to put your trigonometric ratio. Then you put this into your calculator, and your calculator should have tan -1. Oh, when you do all this in your calculator, you're going to want to have it in degrees, not radians mode. So let's see, tan -1, 5/5. Okay, so this is obviously true, but since you have the same here, it's obviously going to be a 45, 45, 90 triangle, which is what my calculator said. My calculator got me 45 degrees, which is correct. So now let's go over here. So you see you have your your opposite and your hypotenuse. So you're going to use sine. You want sine -1, and then in your theta spot, you're going to put your 2 over your 4. Then you're going to plug that into your calculator. So I got 30, which should work because the 36 90. Down here, so you see, well, this is really complicated. So you have 3 x's. It's fast forwarding quite far. But you do know one of your angles, and one of your angles in x. So you can go ahead, since you know that this is 90, and all triangles add up to 180 degrees. So 50 plus 90 is 140, and then to fill into 180, it's just going to be 40, because you need to make these two add up to 90. That's not it, because we still have these two. I'm just going to skip this because we have a lot to do. I've already showed you how to do that, stuff like that, using this side, I guess, because you can use either one of these if you want. So now here, you're missing a side, which you could fill out right now because you already have a degree, a angle. Now, you could, if you wanted to use the negative, you would use negative, see, it would be negative sign. You could do that, but in order to do that, you'd have to use your cosine in order to find this out. But all triangles add up to 180. This is already 90. We need this to add up to 90. So then you just add, so that way you know that's 70. And you already know how to do that. So here, you just need to find these two out, which should be pretty easy. I'm just going to go ahead and add 1. So you see here, let's do this one. So you have your opposite and your hypotenuse, so you know that that is going to be your cosine. So cosine your theta, which is 50, over 1 times your equation, your ratio, that's x over 7, then you're going to put 7 over here, and then x and 1, so x equals 7 cosine 50. So then you're going to put that in your calculator. Okay. I got 4.4995. So that would be this now, which really doesn't make sense. But what I do know is I did not draw these to scale. Did I? No, not anything wrong. So that's correct. That's correct. It's not scaled. So over here, you'd use this just as you normally would with these two up here. That's a 50. Let's go with 50. So you know that's 40. Then you could use these two to find that out. Okay, now what's that page? Oh, here we are. Let's start out with these two on the top, which was what I was supposed to start with. So you're going to have that would be your cosine because of the adjacents. Cosine 37 over 1 times, and you're going to have your ratio, which is x over 2. You're going to multiply that. You have 2 cosine, and then 37. And that's always going to be equal to x when it's like this, like I showed you at the very beginning. So now let's go to cosine. Okay, so my calculator is telling me that that is 1.5972, which is correct. Well, in terms of just looking at it plainly, actually, no, it's not correct, but these aren't scaled. So, let's go over here. You have your opposite and your hypotenuse, just like over here. So you're going to want to do cosine 70 over 1 equals your thing. So you have 7x. Yeah. So it's 7 is equal to x cosine 70 to okay, so I'm sure that's wrong, but this isn't scaled. So my calculator says that it is 20.46666. Actually, I'll be right back.